Am I audible, right? I'm audible to you, everyone, right? Okay. So today we will see what are the conditional statements that we have. Okay. So what we will do today, we will just directly see the definition, syntax, and directly go to the practical sessions. Okay. So that we can complete more topics in single session. Got it, everyone? Okay. So what do we mean by conditional statements? Conditional statements is nothing but based on a condition, we have to select some operations, right? Based on the condition. So what are, yes, certain conditions. No, for loop, while loop, those are iterators, looping statements, right? So these are conditional operators. Now, what do you mean by conditional operators? So there may be many scenarios in our day-to-day life where we need to take some decisions based on some criteria or condition, and decision making will be the major part of Java, also as it is a programming language. So now here conditional logic is involved when different operations are to be performed based on whether a condition is true or false, right? So expressions consist of conditions that results in a Boolean value and performs actions based on the Boolean result, right? So now we will see what are the types of conditions that we have. There are three types of decision making statements in Java. Decision making means nothing but conditional statements, right? So first we have if statement. Now what is the use of if statement? If is nothing but if the particular condition is met, do these certain operations, right? So this is only about if. Okay. So what is this? If means this statement is the most basic of all control flow statements. If statement has a certain condition expression. Okay. Is my screen visible? Is my screen able to scroll? If I am scrolling, is it visible to you? See, for me it is working fine. For some of the associates it is working fine. So you need to check with your network connection, right? Okay. Because now I am not scrolling. That is why you are not able to see anything. Can you see now if statement? Okay, let me just reshare again. Okay. See, for this thing only we are taking lot of time. Now can you see whether it is visible? Quickly confirm. Yes, right. Now let me go to the PPT again. Please don't raise your hands, okay? Else I will not be able to do any operations here. Okay, so this is if. So what is the syntax for the if statement we have? So we will directly see, we will skip this example and we will directly go to our Eclipse. Okay, so here in Eclipse, what is the conditional operator, right? So So can you see here basic if statement? So this is our if statement. Okay. So what is the syntax of if? If is the our keyword name. Now inside braces, this is our condition. The condition on which we want our if to work on. Okay. And this is our statements that we need to print it. That we want our if statement to print. Okay. So this is the syntax for if statement. Now what is the meaning? If number greater than 0, then print this number. If it is true, then it will go inside the loop. The cursor will go inside the loop, means inside the if statement, right? And it will print number is positive. Now this is only if, not if else, right? Now again we will see if inside if. Now here we have two if, basic nested if statement. You can see my comment, okay? Basic nested if statement. Now what is happening here? Here we have one if condition. If number greater than 0, then if the particular statement is true, what we will do? We will go inside the another if statement. Inside the this if statement, right? We will go inside this if statement. And again inside that if we have another if which is saying number mod 2 equals to 0. Now what is the use of this? Number mod 2 means number mod 2 equals to 0 is this condition is for checking whether the given number is even or not, right? Yes. So if again this condition is true, then it will go inside this statement and this number is positive and even will get printed. Okay. So this is basic if and nested if. Now we will see how will be the basic if else statements looks like. If means if number greater than 0, means this is the condition, right? If now earlier what we were doing, we were just checking with if it is true then print. But what if it is false? But what if this particular condition is false? We were not doing anything for that, right? So now for that purpose only we are using here if else statement. If means if this particular condition is true, then go inside this statement and print this line. Else if this condition is false, then what to do? Then go to else statement. Yes, go to else statement and print this condition. Okay. So this is basic if and else statement. Now we will see if else if. Okay. Now what happens? Here we are asking the condition to check number greater than 0. If it is true, go inside this statement and print number is positive or whatever the statements that are there in the if statement. Now what if this particular statement or condition is false? So we are saying that we are putting here another else if. Now what this another else if will do? It will check another condition. And if this condition is true, it will go inside this statement and print the particular line. Else, if this condition is also false, then this statement will get executed, which is else statement. Got it? Yes, inside this we can use many conditions. Like here we have used nested if else statement. Okay, this line. See line number 35. If this is the condition, if it is true, then go inside if. Inside if another statement is there which is checking for the even number. Else if the number is even, if the condition is true, print the particular statement. Else print this statement that number is positive and odd. Else the number is not positive. Now when this else statement will work? When this condition is false, then this else statement will work. Got it? Clear everyone? Now let's quickly run this. We will check. Okay, let's see whether whatever I am saying it is true or not. Let me comment out all the lines. Okay, so now everything is got commented out. So now as per this, if what should happen, if if the number is greater than 0, then this should get printed that number is positive. Now from where we are checking number is true? Here we have mentioned number is equals to 6. Okay, so now what is this? This is declaration and initialization, or we can say definition. Okay, so in number is equals to 6. So now we are checking whether number greater than 0. Let's control save, click on run. You can see number is positive. Got it? Now let me comment out this code and uncomment this part. Now here what is basic nested if? Basic nested if statement. Here the condition is now whether number is greater than 0. Yes, the given number is greater than 0, which is 6. So it will go inside if statement, and again it will check whether the given number is even or not. This condition is for even number, checking the even number. Okay, so we will get the output as number is positive and even. Let me quickly run and show how it works. So you can see number is positive and even. Okay, so this is how it will work. We will see basic if else statement. So earlier here in these two, what we were doing, we were just checking for the condition, whether if the condition is true, then only we were working. But what if the condition is false? For that we will use else statement. If this particular condition is false, which is number greater than 0, please make a note that here for our number is 6. Okay, so that we don't need to scroll up again and again. Okay, so number greater than 0. So what will be the output? Number is positive. But what if number is not greater than 0? Let's say I will do it like this. Number smaller than 0. What will be the output now? Number is negative. Okay, so now why we are getting this statement? Because the condition here in if statement is false. That is why we are coming to this part of the code. Now let's do this for if else if. How if else if will work? If what is our number, which is 6, right? Number is 6. Okay, now if this condition is true, it will go inside this part of the statement. Else if this is false, it will go in this else if, and it will check. And if this is also not satisfied, then it will go in this. Okay, so now here we will change the number. So I want negative number. So what I can do, I can write here -6. Will it work? So what should be the output according to this? That number is negative. Got it? Let me run it. You can see number is negative. Now how to make it 0? I will simply write it 0 to get the output as number is 0. So you are getting right. So since this condition is not met, since our number is 0, number greater than 0 condition is not met, we are not going inside this part because the condition above condition is false. Then we are checking in this number less than 0. It is also false, right? So that is why we are going into the else part. Let's quickly run it. So you can see number is 0 output we are getting. Okay. Clear everyone? Okay, now we will see nested if else. So in nested if else, what will happen? Same thing. What we are doing, we are just putting if inside another if, right? So here our number is 0, right? Our number is 0. It will check for the condition number greater than 0. No, it is not true. So it will not go inside this, right? Will it go inside this? No, right? It will directly come to this part. That number is not positive. Clear? Let me run it. Number is not positive. Okay, now we will see the switch statement. Just tell me whether my screen is visible. So what do you mean by switch statement? Switch statement will allow a variable to be tested for equality against a list of values. So each value is called a case and the variable being switched on is checked for each case. So switch case will work as same as if else, but it will have multiple cases. Okay. So now let's see how it will work. You can see, let's comment this code. Now we want to use switch statement. So let's uncomment it. So what is my ask? So this is the syntax. Okay, int day. So what we are doing, we are creating one code which will give the user a day of the week based on the number he enters. Okay, so here we have took one variable called int day equals to 7. Now according to the switch case statements syntax, what we are doing, so this is the syntax: switch, some condition and some cases. So based on these cases it will work. Okay, so the case 1 means if it is 1, if here the value of day 1 was 1, then the case 1 will invoke. If the value of day is 2, then this will invoke. If 3, then this will invoke. So like this will work. Got it? Now let's run it and check. So out of, based on this condition, based on the condition mentioned here, out of these cases it will work. Okay, let me save and run it. So you can see here the selected day is Sunday. Day 1 is Sunday. You can see this case is working for us. Yes. So in the case syntax, you can see this is our output, right? But why I am writing this break? Why I am writing this break? Yes. So break means we are telling the compiler that don't go to the next statement after this. So we have to end this here only, this case. So let's try and remove this break, okay, and see what will happen. So if I just run it again, you can see Sunday, the selected day is Sunday. Okay, this is fine since we are asking for day 1. Now, but why we are getting the selected day is Monday also? Because Here I have commented out the break statement, or I have forgotten to mention the break statement. Now what is the work of break statement? It will terminate the code here only. It will tell the switch casement that I have come to the end of the part, so I can terminate the code here only. Got it? So this is the work of break. Now, if any of the condition is not satisfied, let's say as a user, I am entering day 8, but in my cases day 8 is not at all mentioned or not at all present. So in that case, what we can provide, we can provide a default case. Okay, so in default case we can mention, right, we can mention like invalid number or invalid day, or we can say that please enter a valid number from 1 to 7, because we are just giving him the days of the week. So how many days are there in a week? 7 days, right? So that is why it will be invalid. So let quickly run this, click on save, and you can see default case is running here. Got it? Here also you can mention break, so that if any case is beside after default, if any case is present, it should not work. So that is why we should mention break. Okay, so clear everyone with switch? Yes, right? Okay. Now what is ternary operator? You can see here the ternary conditional operator is a ternary operator as it has 3 operands, and it is used to evaluate Boolean expressions. Okay. Yes, we can also call shorthand if else. So here in our, we will directly go to example only. You can see here, this is our string called result. Okay, so what we are asking, this is our condition to check whether the number 2 greater than 0, and here itself in the same line only we are providing the answers. Got it? So if this condition is true, then this will be the answer. If the condition is false, then this will be the answer. So in same line we are performing our operation. So that is nothing but ternary operator, or you can say shorthand if else. So let's run this. The number is positive. Why? Because given number is 10, right? Number 2 equals to 10. Given number is 10, which is greater than 0. So that is why we are getting 0. Means the condition is true, right? The condition is true. So that is why I am getting the number is positive. So this is the syntax. Some condition, question mark, some statement, true statement, colon, false statement. So this is the syntax. This entire thing is the syntax. After that, printing. Okay, clear? So let's check whether it is working for minus also or negative numbers also. So according to this, what should be the output? The number is negative, right? So here we can see the number is negative. Got it? Okay. Now we will see loops. So what do you mean by loops? What do we mean by loops? So loops are nothing but, as you can see here only it is written, loops are used for automatically repeating similar number of tasks. So let's say for example, now here I want, let's say for example, I want to print numbers from 1 to 10. So will you do it like this, like system.out.println number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4? Will you do like that? No, right? So that will be a very time consuming process. So that is why to tackle that process, what we are doing, we are using loops. So how many types of loops that we have here in Java? While loop, do while loop, for loop, and enhance for loop. Okay, enhance for loop means for each loop. Okay, so many of you know it as for each loop. Okay, so now let's see about while loop. So while loop, what happens in while loop? While statement continuously execute a block of statement while a particular condition is true. So till the time the condition is true, the while loop will get executed. Okay. So after completing this while and do while, I will ask you one question. Okay. So this will be the syntax of while loop. Forget about this upper code. Okay. Just focus on this while. So while some condition, then opening braces, some statements, increment and decrement, and then closing the statement. So this is the syntax for while loop. Now let's quickly check it. So here, by looking at the condition, can you tell me what is happening here? For what purpose we are writing this code? This condition. We are writing it to print the numbers from 1 to 5, right? Okay. So what will be the output now if I save it and run? What will be the output for this code? Infinite loop, right? Why it will give us the infinite loop? Will it really give infinite loop? Means what exactly will get printed? So let's run and check it. Why it is giving me infinite loop? Because as per the condition or as per the syntax, we need to mention here increment operation as well. Now I will explain. So here what we are saying, start from 1. Okay, I equals to 1 while I less than equals to 5. Now means till the time I is less than or equals to 5, the value of I is less than or equals to 5, continue to use this loop or print the particular statement inside the loop. Okay. So when I equals to 1, 1 less than or equals to 5, yes, it is true. So it will go inside while loop and print the particular statement, which is iteration colon is equals to 1. Iteration 1. Okay. Then if I miss this I plus plus, then the I value will not get incremented. Okay. What do you mean by I plus plus? I plus plus means increment the value by 1, right? But if I miss this, the I value will never get incremented and it will roam inside this while loop only again and again. So that is why we need to mention I plus plus. Now when I am mentioning I plus plus, it means increment the value by 1. Now earlier the value of I was 1. Now after printing this statement, here it will become 2. Now again it will go here and check whether 2 less than or equal to 5. Yes, it is true. Come inside this and print it. Again I value will get incremented. Now it becomes from 2 to 3. So it will check whether 3 less than or equal to 5. Yes, it is. Then print the statement. So likewise this while loop will work. Now let's run and check whether we are getting the output or not. So you can see I am getting the numbers from 1 to 5. Okay. So this is the working of while loop. Now we will see for do while. Now the major difference here between while and do while is the difference between do while and while is that do while evaluates its expression at the bottom of the loop instead of the top. Therefore, the statements within the do block are always executed at least once. Okay. So this is the syntax. Do some statements, increment, decrement operation. After that, it will check for the condition. So means here it will work. This statement will execute it at least for once. Okay. Let's quickly run this. So we are doing for the same code. It will print from 1 to 4 or 1 to 5. 1 to 4, right? So here earlier what it was doing, it was first checking the condition, then only printing something. But here it will print at least once. Okay. This value will get printed at least once if we don't mention this as well. Okay. So here first of all it will print it iteration 1, which will be the value iteration equals to or iteration colon 1. Then j value will get incremented by 1, which will become 2. It will check for the condition now whether 2 less than 5. Yes, it is true, right? So again it will go inside this do loop or do statement and print the particular thing. It will print this line. Again the value will get incremented by 1 and things will get printed. Got it? So let's run and check. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. So among these, now you tell me, among this while and do while, as we have seen the working for both of these things. So what do you think? Which loop is entry control loop and which loop is exit control loop? Yes. So while is entry control loop and do while is exit control loop. So why we are saying entry control loop and exit control loop? Because you can see here for while condition, first of all, it will checking for the condition, then only it is allowing us to go inside. Let's say for example, in our TCS campus, okay. So let's say in any college or something or any institution areas. So first of all, the security guard will check your iCards. Then only he or she will allow you to go inside the campus, right? So here same thing is happening inside while. While is what while is doing? While is acting as a security guard here. He is asking whether show me your iCard. If your iCard is valid, then only it is allowing you to go inside while loop. Okay, else it will not. And this thing is doing for 5 people. Okay, and now here in vice versa, yes, for in do while what will happen, this statement will get executed at least once. Why? Because we are not checking the condition at the beginning, right? We are not checking the condition at the beginning. At the end we are checking the condition. So in this case, this particular statement will get printed at least once. Okay, so that is why this while is called entry control loop and do while is called exit control loop. Okay, Now here comes for loop. So for loop is nothing but working will be same as while and do while, but the only thing which will matter here is you can see for loop execute a sequence of statements multiple times and abbreviates the code that manages the loop variable. Okay, so here what we were doing in while and do while, we were initializing our value variable value some on some other line, we were using the conditions on some other line, we were incrementing the values some on some different line, but in for loop we can do all the things in same line. Got it? So here you can see my variable declaration and initialization is done here only. I am checking the condition here only and I am incrementing the value here only. So this is for printing the value 1 to 5 from 1 to 4. Sorry. If less than or equals to is there, then it will print till 5. If only less than is there, then it will print till 4. Okay. So same working will be there. First of all, what is the initial value for k? The initial value is 1. Now it will check whether 1 less than 5. Yes, it is true. It will go inside for loop and print the statement. Again, the k value will get incremented by 1. It will check for the condition. Now k value became 2. It will check for the condition whether 2 less than 5. Yes, it is true. Then print the particular statement. So this is the simple working of for loop. Okay. See, I had to make you understand better. I am taking this much simpler examples. Okay. So to not make it very complex. Clear everyone? Now you can see printing the values from 1 to 4. Let's change it to 9. Now till what number it will print? 1 to 8, right? Yes. So it will print from 1 to 8. Now we will see for each loop. So you will be using for each loop majorly when we are using arrays. Now quickly tell me, what do you mean by arrays? So for that, let's move to array. Okay. So what is array? Array is nothing but an object containing fixed set of elements of similar data type, or we can say collection of data having same data type. Okay. So here the array index will start from 0. Arrays can be declared in the following ways. So either you can declare like this int. What is int here? Int is the data type. So here this entire array will have only int data type only now. Okay. And the variable name is a, array of a, and it will only include integer values. So this is the basic syntax to declare instantiate and initialization of array. And you can declare it like this as well. Okay. Int a equals to new int of 5. So this is, we are defining or declaring the size of an array. And afterwards you can input the values inside your arrays like this. A of 0 means array index always start from 0th position. 0 means the size of array is 5, right? But it will conclude, the indexing will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So like this. So last element will be 4. 0 is the first element and 4 is the last element. But overall, how many elements it can include inside array? 5. Right? So do you want me to check with an example for array? Some says yes, some says no. Okay. Let's see then. So here you can see this is int numbers. This is the name of our array and this is the 5. Now what is 5? 5 is nothing but size of an array, which is, so here we are saying that this array will include only 5 elements. Okay. Now number of 0 means 10. Number at 0th position we are mentioning that 10 should be placed. First position 20, second position 30, third position 40, fourth position 50. Now here it will not give you fifth element. Why? Because fifth means 5 elements will be there, but the index of the last element will be 4. Okay. Clear, right? So after using arrays like this, we will be using. Now if I want to loop through an array, how will I do? I will simply use for each loop or enhanced for loop. Okay. Either I can use this for loop. So this will looks very complex, right? So instead what I can do, I can use for each loop. Now syntax for each is for data type, variable name, colon, your array name, which is numbers, right? And print statement, the variable name which you have created for each loop. Clear? This will give us all the elements of array. It will print all the elements of the array. You can see 10, 20, it is directly getting printed. Now what is the another way to declare an array? Int array equals to, I can directly write 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we can write like this as well. So direct initialization and declaration is happening here. So here what we are doing, we are assigning the values here. Here we are directly assigning it, right? Okay, the assigning part. Okay, so what we are doing here in the assigning the values to an array. So at the 0th position, so this is not for this array. Okay, I will just remove this line. So this is for our numbers array. So what we are doing, this is the syntax to assign the values explicitly. Okay, since we are not mentioning the values here, what we are doing, we are mentioning the values, assigning the values from here. So this 10 number or 10 value or element will get placed at the position 0. Got it? Because array indexing always start from 0. So that is why we are saying at number of 0 means this is the syntax to assign the values. Number of 1 means at 1th position place the value 20. At 2th position place the value 30. So like this it will happen. Now how will you get the size of an array? Using your array name dot length. But here we need to print it. Okay. Okay, again I made a mistake. Okay, now it will work. Okay, so this numbers dot length will give you the size of an array. Okay, so let's run this. You can see 5 is the size and this is the values which are present in our array. Got it, everyone? And this thing is same using for loop. We are just printing the same array using for loop. This is using for each loop. So this is the difference between for each and for. Okay. So can you tell me which one is more feasible to work on arrays with? This is more feasible or for each? For each, right? So everyone will choose for each. Okay. Okay, now we will see what do we mean by string manipulation. First of all, tell me what is a string? So string is nothing but a sequence of characters. Simply we can say a sequence of characters, right? Or we can say it's an object that represent a group of characters enclosed in double quotes, right? So this is the syntax to write any string. So for example, string first name equals to Rahul, which is in double quote. So when we will be using single quotes? For character value, right? So in these two ways we can create and initialize string values. So here in first name I am writing Rahul, in last name I am writing Ambala. Okay. So now we will see how to manipulate these strings. So what are the types of functions that we have in Java to work with the strings? Okay. So here you know, right, how to print this value. If I want to print the first name only, how can I print? Using sysout, which is sysout means system.out.println and first name. Simple, right? First name. So this will give me only Rahul, right? Right? So now I want to combine Rahul and my surname. So either I can do like this. This plus symbol is for concatenating both the variables. Okay, both the string variables. So now you can see I will get like this Rahul Ambala. So now why I am not getting a space here? How to include a space? So I can simply write double quotes, inside double quote one space and another concatenation operator. Control S. Now you can see a space is given between these two values. Got it? So either you can perform string operation like this, or we have another example which is for concatenation. So you can do like this as well. In string full name equals to first name plus last name, and then print the full name value. Got it? Let's run it. Rahul Ambala is getting printed. So here also what you can do, mention the space and concatenate operator. Got? So these are the two ways. Now another way is using predefined method, which is concat method, which is provided by our Java, using concatenate method. So what we are doing, we are combining two values using concat method. So what is the syntax? First name, so whichever the name you want to concat, then function name concat. Here you can mention the space dot concat last name. Okay, first name and last name. Got it? Now let's run it and check whether this function is working. You can see same output is there. Got it? Now how to check the length of the string? Using dot length. So here is the code to check the length of the string. So we have taken one integer value or integer variable called length, and inside that we are checking the length of the full name, which is Rahul Ambala. Okay, and we are just asking our sysout statement to print this particular thing. So let's check. Now you can see the length of full name is 12. Now can we just try to count how many characters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But why I am getting 12? Can anyone tell me? Yes, because of space. So it is including the space as well. We are getting the output as 12. Clear with this length function? So earlier for arrays, this was not required. Parentheses were not required, but for string operations, we need to include parentheses for the length function. Okay, to calculate the length of the string. Now, character extraction. What do we mean by character extraction now? Character extraction means nothing but using charact function, we can choose the letter which is present at the given index. Okay, so here like arrays in string also, indexing will always start from 0. See, don't get confused between indexing and length. Okay, overall length is 12, but indexing will start from 0, which means it will go till 11 only, right? Yes, 0 to 11. So 0 is our first position and 11 is our last position, right? In this case. Now, according to this line, what should get printed from my name? R, right? R should get printed. Let's check. R. Now I want to print this A. Okay, this first A, capital A. How will I do? In the same code, what changes needs to be done? So how are you saying 6? Let's discuss for others who are not getting. So 6 means R will be our 0th value, A is 1, A is first value, H is second value, U is third value, L is fourth value, means at the fourth position. Then comes the space which is at fifth position, and A is at sixth position, right? So for A we will write 6, control S, run it. We can see A is getting printed. Okay, so this is about printing a character at given index. Now we will see what do we mean by substring. What is substring? Substring is nothing but to extract a portion of a given string or some part of a given string, right? So here I think we are done with this code. Let me just check. Yes, we have done with this code. So now here we want to extract some part of the code. Okay, so here we have hello world. This entire hello world line we have, okay, in our str variable. Now we are taking another variable called sub str1 equals to str dot substring of 7. Now what do you mean by substring of 7? Means till what value we are separating? Till which letter? World, right? So let's comment out this line and only check this one. So what needs to be get printed? World, right? So we are separating from here. We are separating this entire line or entire word. Hello, comma, space is getting separated. From 7 it is getting the output or it is giving the output. Now here you can see substring 2 variable is there, str dot substring 0, 5. Now what do you mean by 0, 5? 0 means start from 0th position and end at 5th position. Am I right? Yes. So you can see only hello is getting printed. Can you see the difference here? We are asking to print it till 5th, but it is not giving the 5th value, right? Because 5th is excluded here. 5th position is excluded. 0 to 4. Okay. So this is substring. Now we will see string comparison. Now what is string comparison? Comparing two strings, whether they are equal or not, right? So here we can use two methods to check the equality, using equals method and using compare to method. Okay. Now let's see. So using equal methods, what we are doing? Boolean. Now what do you mean by Boolean? When we will be using Boolean value, Boolean data type. Yes, Boolean will give only the values in terms of true and false. So what we are saying is equals to str1 comma str1 dot equals str2. So this is the equals function. So we are checking the equality of these both the values. So the output should be in terms of either true or false. Got it? Now see, here you can see, as you can see, both hello are same, right? Alphabetically as well as per the lowercase or uppercase, we can say. If I run it, I will get true value. str equals str2 true, right? Now if I change it to small h, it should give me false value. So this dot equals function is for checking the equality. Didn't got your question. Sequence of character matters means? Obviously. If both the strings are equal, then only it will give you output, the same output. Yes, it is case sensitive. As you can see, if I am changing the h, capital H to small h, I am getting the output as false, right? Getting? Now we will see case conversion methods in Java. Now case conversion means if the given particular string is in uppercase, then we can convert it into lowercase, or if it is is in lowercase, we can convert into uppercase. So using the simple methods are there. This is our given string 4 equals to hello world. So what we are doing, we are changing it to uppercase first. Okay. Uppercase. Now uppercase means all the letters will be in capitals, right? So you can see the output hello world. Got it? Now same will be for lowercase. So how we are doing? Using two lowercase method of Java. Okay. And can you see where it is present? It is present in which package? java.lang.string package. Okay. So you need to import it. So can you see? I haven't imported anything. But why I am not getting any error? Yes. Because Eclipse is helping me with that, right? Okay, so where were we? To string comparison. Okay. So two lowercase. So we have seen two lowercase as well. So like this, lot of methods are there. So if we go to cover all at once, it will take lot of time. So remaining, this will be a homework for you. Remaining you can cover. Okay. String trim is there, string replacement, string split, how to split, string to primitive conversion. Okay, primitive to string conversion. So these all you need to explore. Okay. If we sit and cover everything at one go, so that is not possible. Okay. So now we will jump to exception handling in Java. Okay. Now, first of all, tell me what do you mean by exception? Yes. What do you mean by exception? In simple terms, we can say it is an event that disrupts the normal flow of the program, right? So that is nothing but exception. Okay. And exception handling is nothing but it is a mechanism which is provided by Java that allows us to handle a runtime errors or continue execution in the combination of try, catch, finally, and throw keywords to manage the some certain types of errors, right? That is nothing but exception handling. And what is try catch block? Used to catch the exception and handle them. Okay. Okay, is my screen not visible? Is it visible now? Okay. So got the definitions, right? Clear with the definition? What is exception handling and all? So now let me quickly explain you. Okay. So now let's say we will be using one simple code to check whether the given number is divisible by 0 or not. So what will happen? We are taking one numerator value and one denominator value. We all know that divide by 0 is not possible, right? So this will give us, if we try to divide numerator with the denominator, which is 0, the result will be, this will cause arithmetic exception, which is divide by 0 exception in Java. Okay. Arithmetic exception or divide by 0 exception. So what we are doing, we are mentioning the code that we know. See, here we know that our code will give us the divide by 0 exception, right? So that is why I'm writing this entire code in try catch, so that if anything, if any error or exception occurs like this will cause arithmetic exception, right? This entire line will cause arithmetic exception. So if anything like this will appear here, so for that I am taking one precaution. So I'm writing this entire thing in try block. Okay. So if any error occurs, it will try to catch that errors, or it will try to fetch that errors, and it will be getting caught by this catch block. So this is the syntax. In try block, the code which you guess or you think that it will cause errors will come inside try block. In simple terms I am explaining, okay? In simpler terms. So whatever the code which you expect that it will give you an error or exception, it will come under try block, right? And whatever the error, that error code or whatever the exception that occurs will get caught by catch block, okay? Which is, we are mentioning either it can be arithmetic exception, which is error is hello, who's this? Please go on mute. Okay. Hello. Am I audible, right? Okay. So we are saying that it can majorly cause two errors, which is either arithmetic exception, okay, or exception E. So this is for customized exception. Got it? So in simple terms, we can say the try block contains the code that might throw an exception. Okay, and in the given example, here we can see the divide method. See, you can see this divide method is called, which attempts to divide a number by 0, which will give us arithmetic exception. Okay, and so that is why it will go inside the catch block, which will handle the exception that occur in the try block, which is our arithmetic exception. Okay. See, why we are writing arithmetic exception? Because we know that this is arithmetic exception, and this will cause arithmetic exception only, right? That is why. Just a minute, guys. I'm getting one call. Yeah, hello. Yeah, hi. Okay. So we know that this will cause arithmetic exception. That is why we are writing arithmetic exception E. Okay. Now, so what is the use of second catch block? Second catch block is nothing but a general catch for any exception. Okay. So in this we can write any type of exception. So you can exclude this as well. Hello. Yes, sorry, I got a call in between. So this arithmetic exception is our known exception, which we know that it will cause arithmetic exception. And the next catch block is exception, which is a general catch for any other exception that may occur. Okay. And now when we come to the finally block, what it will do, it will execute the code that should run regardlessly of whether an exception was thrown or caught. Got it? So anyhow, this finally block will work whether your exception is getting caught or not. Got it? Clear with try catch? Now quickly run it. So you can see error cannot divide by 0. Execution of try catch block is complete. Program continues after exception handling. Now you can see since it was divide by 0 only, arithmetic exception only. So that is why only this message is getting printed. This we are not getting in our output. And irrespective of the try catch, this finally will execute. Okay. So what is the major use of finally? This is useful for cleaning up actions like closing the resources. Okay. And why we are using exception here? You can see program continues after execution, after exception handling. Exception handling is used so that your code should work properly irrespective of any exception. It should be handled properly. Right? If I remove this, let's try to do this. Okay. Now we'll see what will happen here. Okay, these 3 lines needs to be commented out. Now if I run it, you can see it will not give you any code. So you will get this error message, the same error message, but it will get printed in your output. Okay. So that is why these exceptions needs to be handled in order to avoid the unnecessary termination of our code, right? Unnecessary termination of the program. Clear? Are we clear, everyone? Okay, so can we see what is oops oops concepts here only, if you allow me to do so, else we can wind up. Okay, so what do you mean by oops? Yeah, the full form I know, but what exactly oops means? Object oriented. What do you mean by object oriented programming? Okay, just learn all the concepts of oops. Okay, in next lecture we will cover the practical sessions directly. Okay, for the oops. Got it, everyone? Okay, since we are out of time, we are already 3 minutes surpassed the time of 6. So your homework is to check with the oops. Okay, so that we can cover the practical part. Okay, so let me stop sharing my screen, and that's it, everyone. Thanks for your cooperation. You can leave. Thank you very much.